It's Dark Chocolate Week on YTD as three contenders compete in an uphill battle and take a shot in the dark to try and impress us. Which will be the dark horse and emerge to bring us over to the dark side? Will we all be dancing in the dark? Or will this episode dawn the beginning of a dark age right now on You Tried Dat? You Tried Dat, Dark Chocolate. I'm Nick Noah with my pals Chad Hancock.
Call me the Dark Knight.
Nick Geiger.
Dark.
You're Dark Man. You could be Dark Man.
I can be dark. Oh,
Yeah.
Give me the fucking elephant.
the night. What secrets does it hold?
Dark Man bending that guy's fingers back.
Oh my god!
Like one of my favorite moments in movie history.
Give me the elephant. That movie is so hilarious. When he said the night, what secrets does it hold? I probably cried laughing for 10 minutes straight. The worst fucking line.
Great picture. Just classic.
Yeah. So something that most people are in the dark on is Bigfoot.
Well, not if they've been listening to this pod, because that's all we fucking talk about.
Is this a snacking podcast or a Bigfoot podcast?
He's back. He's back.
I've been meaning to
Social
suggest.
consciousness.
I've been meaning to suggest that we pivot the structure of this pod to paranormal investigations and mythical creatures and stuff.
Well, we talked a lot about like different mythical creatures, which is why I was reading this article about 10 Sasquatch hunting tips, right? Because
Novak's Google ads that show up on his all like Yeti books and like nets to catch large animals and stuff like that.
Well, we talk so much about them that now I'm like, what's the next step?
Right.
Now I go find one, right?
Yeah.
So I need these tips.
Of course.
So I'm going to read off some of these tips. And maybe we can put a few to use.
Just these tips.
I literally stopped myself from saying it just now. I'm like, nah.
I'll go there. I don't care.
So we have the first one down because it says, before beginning your field research, learn all you can about the subject.
Oh, yeah,
Have we really learned all we could, though?
All we want to.
Okay.
How many Yeti hunters go in not knowing that he will windmill his arms at you? Like, we know that already.
2 says, put together a team, even if it's just you and one other person.
Even it's the bare minimum required to call yourself a team.
What a team. Me and this fucking hobo I dragged off the street.
Convince somebody to go with you. Who owes you a favor? 3, decide on your goals. What are you researching for? What do you expect to achieve?
Kill Bigfoot.
Killer.
Bring his head back and put it on a stake.
Okay.
Make an example out of him.
Then it says respect private property and do not research on it without permission.
They had to put that one in. Their lawyers made them put that one in.
I like how they're calling randomly tromping around looking for him research. Don't research in my backyard, Phil.
Going door to door looking for Bigfoot.
Do not smash down the door of the hairiest guy in your neighborhood and claim he's Bigfoot.
Scream research in his face and then
Claim he's Bigfoot.
I've researched! You're Bigfoot! Throw a butterfly net over his head.
Tip 5. Researching is fun year-round, but winter research is less productive and more difficult.
the laziest research team of all time.
Oh, guys, there's a dusting of snow. Let's just stay inside and research our balls or something.
Won't it be easier to find his prints? I said it's fucking cold!
My researchometer fogs up in the cold.
All right, tip 6. Mm-hmm. When you research and discover potential evidence, such as tracks, pictures, or vocalizations, try to debunk it and don't always assume everything is Bigfoot related.
When you discover pictures? Oh, look, I found a picture in the wild.
It's a picture of Bigfoot. But I'm not supposed to assume it's Bigfoot related.
I think this, realistically though, this is probably the tip that Bigfoot hunters need the most. Because I feel like you ever see one of those...
Should have been number one.
Yes, like one of those Bigfoot shows, everybody's always just like, it's gotta be Bigfoot. It's just a branch that fell off in the wind, you know?
Right. 7. When you have a research... 8 tips.
Okay.
No.
When you have a research outing, don't expect to find evidence each time you go out. Prepare to fail 95% of the time.
95% seems a bit low, to be honest.
Research is an awful weird euphemism for hunt. They are hunting this animal.
I feel like their research outing is they just sit around in their backyard drinking beers around a campfire. Anybody see Bigfoot? Nah. Pass me
if I'm seeing Bigfoot 1 out of every 20 times I go, it might be pretty motivating.
I mean,
then you are by far the most successful Yeti expert in the world.
Last one. Always tell someone where you will be researching and when you are expected to return.
Hey, Doug, I'm going to swing around your house around 7. I'll be done Yeti research at that
Just
time.
so they know not to be home at that time.
I'm going to need you to debunk a few pictures I found. I don't want to just assume they're Yeti focused, but it's on my brain. I can't help it.
I'm going to be, honey, I'm going to go do some Yeti research tonight from 10 to 4 a.m. Isn't that when the strip club's open? Yeti research. I'm doing Yeti research.
Are you just in the backyard drinking beers out of your Yeti cooler with your friends? Yeah, no, okay, fine. It's there's going to be a light dusting of snow later. I can't go out.
Why are you leaving? There's snow on the ground. Is this because there's the Christmas themed strippers later? Yeti.
Wow.
Just stares her in the face. Yeti.
So, all right. Well, I feel like we can apply. I feel like we can apply these rules to all parts of our life. Don't leave the house in adverse weather. Check. Done. No, I already got that one.
Tell people where you're going.
Yeah. Expect to fail most of the time at anything you do.
Yeah. Respect people's private property. I mean, yeah, it's pretty good.
Yeah.
General tips for whoever, all these Bigfoot hunters.
And assume that most things that happen are not Bigfoot. So, yeah. Pretty good.
Try to convince one other person to do things with you.
Try and fail to build a team.
If you're going out on a Bigfoot team, right? You put together a team. Somehow you've convinced, let's say, 3 other people. Let's say you got a 4-man Bigfoot squad.
Yeah. What are the skills that everyone should have?
Yeah, you're heading out to the woods, and there's 3 guys just waiting for your instruction. Let's say you are legit trying to find a Bigfoot in the forest, right? You believe there's Bigfoot. You are trying to find the Bigfoot. How are we allocating these 4 people? Are we do you think just put them at 4 ends of the forest and all walk together, or somebody recording sound, somebody's recording video?
4 ends of the forest. Is the forest a square?
Yes.
It's a forest that was made in Sim City, so it's 1 block of the forest.
Find the orange dinosaur. Well,
you got to close him in, right? Because he's trying to get
yeah. One of the absolute skills required for this Yeti expedition is someone who can find their way in and out of the forest and read a compass and just not get hopelessly lost looking for a Yeti. So that's chief among the skill set, I think. So they're going to lead the navigation part of it.
Yeah, so you got to have one person that knows so one person with a GPS on their phone. That's one. Then you got one person who's got a video recording at all times, just in case you see.
Yeah, that's a good call.
And then
also
the last, yeah, also on their phone. And then the last person dresses up in a female Yeti costume. You know, like Bugs Bunny cartoon style, just comes out and hey, trying to lure the Yeti out. So
that one has to fuck the Yeti. and then you have to have a shotty just in case the Yeti situation gets out of hand and you have to kill the Yeti.
Bust out that shotty, yeah.
The shotty Yeti. Yeti shotty.
So I think that's how I'd allocate it. Is a GPS videographer and female Yeti costume.
And Yeti honeypot. Lure that Yeti in.
I'm just gonna go out and gaslight the Yeti for 2 days.
The Yeti, and then the fourth one, the Yeti comes out when falls for the trap, sees the female Yeti, and then the fourth one is Chris Hansen, and he comes out and he's like, "Oh, I see you brought flowers to see this Yeti."
Hold on,
and then the police are
female Yeti also underage? Like, why is that a problem?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeti
put on a book bag.
Yeti famous for being into jailbait. The Yeti only comes out. Yeti comes out with a pizza. Oh no! I wanted to come out here in the middle of the woods to tell her not to do this. There's a lot of creepy Yetis out here. Yeti, I have the chats. He's just going through the You said, "Would you like to touch my furry penis?"
I have these carvings you carved into the tree. All right, so let's eat some dark chocolate. We have 3 dark chocolates. All of them are 70% and up, which is no good. We rate them on a 5-point scale. I love that, like that, indifferent to that, dislike that, and hate that. And since we are on the topic of animals and real animals and endangered species like the Yeti, we're going to start with the endangered species chocolate, hazelnut, toffee, and dark chocolate. So it says buttery toffee tangles with bold hazelnuts in a uniquely delicious dark chocolate bar.
72% cacao.
On the inside, it has some information about endangered species. Mine says black rhino.
Oh, I also got black rhino.
I also got black rhino.
Wow.
And my second one I got was Bigfoot.
As these facts about black rhino. Black rhino's diet consists of twigs and leaves. Rhinos can reach speeds of up to 30 miles per hour. Biggest threats to black rhino population are habitat degradation, human poaching, and Chris Hansen.
Chris Hansen's a threat to their population.
Rhinos love bringing pizza to the woods.
Rhino, you say you thought this rhino was of age, but it does not even have a fully formed horn.
I thought it had just grinded its horn on a stone.
So this comes in a bunch of little pieces. Looks like about 16 or so. 72% dark chocolate and Geiger. What do you think of the endangered species variety here?
I would be happy if this bar was not endangered. Well, I guess the bar's not. It's just the animal, right? There's plenty of these bars on the shelf. I think it tastes fine. I like dark chocolate, so I'm assuming I will probably be more positive about these offerings than you guys will be. I'm normally not a big toffee guy. I could take it or leave it. It's kind of meh. And usually, like, toffee just gets stuck in your teeth. Like, I don't I'd never choose like a Heath bar or something,
right?
To eat. But the toffee's few and far enough between that it actually provides a nice little crunch. And I know I've often said before I don't care as much about texture, but I like it here. I think it's a nice little breakup of the chocolate taste. And it's not, I don't know, I don't feel like this one's like super bitter or anything like that. So I'm going to give it a like that. I like this endangered species cacao bar.
Chad, you agree?
Nope. I was going to say, like, coming into this episode, I was just like shaking my head because we had like, a couple quote unquote health bar episodes. We got called out for calling them health bars, but we had a couple health bar episodes recently. We had the spicy episode, even the kiss episode was kind of a downer. And this one too, looking at it, I'm just like, oh man, when are we going to eat something good again? This bar is not that. I will say it isn't drying in the same way that a lot of dark chocolate stuff is, right? It doesn't really dry out your mouth. It's not super bitter. The chocolate seems very high quality. I think if I was somebody that liked dark chocolate, I would probably like this. The best part is the toffee and the hazelnut, which I agree. It's probably sprinkled in just about the right amount. But to me, it's just too dark, so I just don't really like that flavor. I'm going to give this a dislike that.
Yeah, I'm right in between you guys. It's the toffee and hazelnut are the right combination with the dark chocolate. I think they help it a ton. It's actually, if you ate this entire bar, a lot of calories. It's 3 servings of 170 a piece. I feel like the only reason I would go to eat dark chocolate over regular would be that it's slightly better for you.
It's a health bar.
Let's just keep expanding the term health bar each week. Ever so slightly.
Everything but a Snickers is a health bar at this point.
And even Snickers, we'll get there. I mean, it has peanuts.
Yeah, lots of protein.
Look, this butter is organic. It's a health bar.
I'm going to give this an indifferent to dat. I think it's, as far as dark chocolate bars go, pretty decent. But, man,
it's one of the better ones we've had.
Still really hard to get by the taste when you know that milk chocolate exists.
Right.
Next, let's go to the...
Hold on. You don't like it because you know there's something in the world you like more?
A lot more.
Odd way to look at that. Right. I mean, I would really enjoy the snack we're having today, but there is ribeye and lobster out there, so I'm going to downgrade this now.
Right. Like I'm at the zoo sitting at this gorilla cage, just like slumped down staring at him because I know Bigfoot's out there. I'm just like...
What are gorillas but just a low-rent Bigfoot? When you think about it.
Next, let's go to the WHO. HU. Get Back to Human. Crunchy Mint Dark Chocolate. I don't know what the actual... is the name of this product? Hue or Get Back to Human.
I don't know. These things, I will say, all 3 of these bars are very full of themselves. These packaging, I would say the Endangered Species is probably the most, at least they're trying to help animals. The rest of these 2 are being just pieces of
There's
shit.
Literally a sentence on the back that says, it's time to get back to the way humans ate before the industry ruined food.
And the way they ate was organic 70% cacao vegan paleo chocolate bars that cost $5.
The way they ate was like smash a rat with a club and take a bite out of its hot rawhide. You know what I mean? Like,
Ooh.
Let's get back to the way humans ate when we were all one step from Bigfoot. We were all low rent Bigfoots, not yet evolved.
Some researchers are out in the woods and just run into Chad. This fucking low rent Bigfoot. Just stomping around with a pizza.
I got pizza, you guys. It's got Hue mint chocolate on top for the
also,
topping.
none of these bars really care a lot about
fucking hell,
like taste. And using good ingredients, but not at all about the fucking environment because they all have multiple sets of packaging.
Well, that is getting back to human and cutting down 6 trees to package a chocolate bar.
We've got the Endangered Species Bar, and then the one that says, let's get back to human and make more species endangered. There's not enough endangered species.
The humans are the top of the food chain. Deal with it.
Yeah.
Okay, an Hue, and the U is formed by a hand in a U shape with some circle above it.
Circle. Is that like a... That's not an umlaut, we don't think, right? Or anything like that. I don't think so. These are made in Italy.
Really?
Well, they're distributed by Hue Products, made in Italy, and probably locally from Austin, Texas.
Ooh.
Well, okay, all right. So, in defense of the Hue bar, but the packaging is all compostable. It does say that.
It's certified fair trade. It has no real sugar in it. Well, it has organic, unrefined coconut sugar. I don't know if that's better or not. like the way humans used to eat with organic, unrefined coconut sugar and organic peppermint oil. Remember when Og and Oog were sitting around the campfire pouring organic oil over their brontosaurus steaks?
Yeah, at which point are they talking about?
They probably didn't eat dinosaurs.
At which point are they talking about the way humans used to be? Like, are they talking about the Stone Age? Are they talking about like the like in between? I'm trying to think of like what those are like in between ages, like the Dark Ages,
Bronze Age.
Yeah. The Bronze Age. That's one.
They're talking about the Bronze Age.
The Crusades.
Are they just talking about like 50 or 60 years ago? I'm not sure what they're getting.
Yeah. Are they talking about when Ugg and Ugg put all their brontosaurus steaks in compostable packaging? Is that what they're talking about?
Is it BC or AC, meaning before chocolate or after chocolate? What's going on with it?
What's some popular Bronze Age names? And we got Oog for Stone Age.
For Stone Age.
Jeff?
Arthur.
King Arthur.
Yeah. There you go, Arthur.
Yeah.
Merlin.
No? Were those the only people?
Those are the two guys in the Bronze Age.
All right, who are...
Well, what was there's a famous knight. Who was the knight?
The Dark Knight, like we talked about.
Well, Batman, right. There was Batman, Arthur, and Merlin.
Okay, can you list the Knights of the Round Table? Holy shit, there's a lot of them.
You sounded panicked. Oh, fuck! We do not have time for this.
There's 150 of these motherfuckers.
There's a fucking shitload of them.
All right. Leonardo, Donatello, Raphael,
Gladys Knight, Wayne Knight, Dick Knight, Train Wayne.
Who do you know? King Arthur.
Lancelot.
Lancelot.
Yeah, he's one.
Yeah.
Isn't it like Galadriel or something like that? Or Galahad?
Galahad. There you go.
Galahad. There it is. I think Galadriel's Lord of the Rings. Frodo.
A couple of other ones we maybe should know would be
Aragorn,
Gawain, Percival,
Beowulf,
Sir Mordred, Bors the Younger. You know him.
I should know Bors the Young. I know Bors the Older. I went to school with him.
Didn't know he had a brother.
He was a great enemy.
A lot of fucking knights.
It's a good way to wrap up the nights. I like that.
Chad, what do you think of this Hugh bar?
So if you're going out trying to do some night research, expect to be successful only 5% of the time. Even though there are a lot of fucking nights.
Yeah. Sir Lionel.
All right. So vegan chocolate. There's no dairy in this, right? AKA what makes chocolate good. The mint, I don't like that mint flavor coming through in this chocolate. And this is a thick bar. For something that is so kind of like dense and, in my opinion, drying, this one is a lot more drying and a lot more bitter than the other one. This bar is basically everything I hate in a dark chocolate bar. I find it really gross, and I think the aftertaste is disgusting. Hate that for me.
This is the one I had the highest hopes for because I like chocolate and mint. But it fails to get the job done. It needs... I'm really wishing that I had another taste of that first one with the toffee and the nuts at this point. It's pretty disappointing. It's not a hate for me, but it is a dislike debt. So a hate and a dislike. Geiger, what do you think?
Yeah, you kind of said what needed to be said there. So I should thank you for saying what needed to be said. I fucked that up. No worries, man. I love all you researchers. What you do to Yeti's body? Honey potting him like that.
Yetis are still real to me, damn it!
Yeah. The Yeti pulls the mask off the guy, and he finds out it's a guy. Like, it's still real to me, damn it! And keeps fucking him.
He was fucking the Yeti?
Well, remember the one that was pretending to be a woman?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. You got to consummate it, right? If you really want to get him in close.
Yeah, what's the point of that? You
like
him. Dressed up so that the Yeti fucks you, and what's the end game here?
Yeah.
Yeti babies?
Capture Yeti sperm.
Capture it
take
in
that
my
back to the lab. You're a researcher. I'm a researcher walking back, ass full of Yeti. All right, I gotta stop. That's getting nasty.
The end game is you get to marry a Yeti, live that sweet Yeti life, right? Like,
wait, I'm marrying the Yeti now?
Travel the world.
Yeah,
I'm gonna marry the Yeti, gonna travel the world with the Yeti, right? Because Yeti's seen all over the world, so it gets around.
Yeti just fucks. He does not get tied down by marriage.
Yeti is the Leonardo DiCaprio of the mythical world. Just goes around fucking everybody.
That's what makes him abominable. He just he hits it and quits it. It's a terrible form. All right, what was I? I was rating a candy bar. I also was looking forward to this one. I really like dark chocolate and I love mint. This sucked. I think it was like they didn't. In trying to go back to the way humans first made chocolate, they pulled out all the good stuff, like Chad said, dairy and sugar, and like the reason you're eating candy in the first place. And you can tell it's like got a weird taste to it. The mint is even weird because I don't think it's actual mint. It's like, like we said, like peppermint oil essence or some bullshit. So I would not recommend this at all. This is a dislike that. I don't hate it, but it wasn't good, and I'm very disappointed in it.
Okay, so the Endangered Species Bar in the lead, but we have a high quality. What's the company called that we? Vosges Bar. Still to go, and we'll see if it can take the win later. Geiger.
Yeah. So earlier on, Novak gave us some tips. He gave us just the tips on how to deal with Yeti.
Mm-hmm.
Fellas, it's been a while since we all improved your lives. So it's time once again to give you some tips, better known as hacks. So we got some hacks ready to go. These are going to be food-related hacks to help you up your culinary game.
Wow.
And you might be struggling with how to make some of these things. I found much better, easier, simpler, completely safe ways to do them. All right? So at the end of this, I want you to tell me which of these hacks you think you would most like to try.
You're going to move our culinary game out of the Bronze Age and into
the now age.
Gold Age? What comes next? I don't know.
The
Silver Age, right?
Yeah, it is the Silver Age. Yeah.
All right, cool.
Is there really a time called the Silver Age? No.
I doubt it. I don't know. The Gold Rush? I don't know.
Silver screen. That's
the
thing,
Gold
right?
Rush.
The Silver Screen. Yes, they went from the Bronze Age of Sir Galahad right into Hollywood. King Caesar retired to be a movie producer. All right. Yeah. Fellas. Mm-hmm. All right. You guys, you man of culture, you like a nice glass of wine now and again, right? Let's sit back, relax, after a long day.
Oh.
Huh? Play along, fellas. But
I love the notes. I love the notes.
You love the notes, the tannins, feeling fancy, drinking your wine, your pinky in the air. But you can't drink that wine if you can't open the bottle.
He just brought wine for self.
Right.
Yeti like to relax after a hard day in forest.
Yeti coming to dispose of these condoms. Yeti you not need them.
That's how the Yeti
happily
proves
married and traveling the world.
That's how the Yeti proves he's more sophisticated than gorillas because he drinks wine. It's like, you ain't seen no gorillas drinking wine.
But the problem with wine is those corks, those pesky corks. Assuming you're buying cork wine, twist offs, problem solved. But if you've got a nice, fancy, French, expensive bottle of wine, can't get it open, there's a handy trick for you. And all you need is a butane blowtorch. So light the fucker up right on the neck and let the pressure build, and that cork will fly right off. Now, I've seen this on YouTube now. It is true. It does work sometimes. Also, slight chance the entire top of the bottle will explode. So you may have wine and glass shards all over your kitchen, but
and in your eyes,
the wine will still be open. I mean, you can still pour it out and drink some.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's...
I did... Okay, one time I went to a winery in Sonoma with friend of the podcast, Chrissy. And my wife and a couple other people. No blowtorch. But so we met up with this cousin of Chrissy's who I think she had never met before in her life before that day. And she's like, oh, like I have a cousin up there. He said he can meet us at this winery. He's like super into wine, whatever. So we go to this winery that he wants to go to. And he is like, nice guy, but definitely like one of those wine guys, like very full of himself, et cetera, et cetera. And he showed us a good time, like recommended some good wines, whatever. But there was this moment where he's like, pulls out this bottle of wine and he's like, I want to show you how to best open like a bottle of wine. And so he's like, he took like I'm trying to remember what it was. I think it was like a metal can opener. And he's like, you take it and you just like whack it across like the top of the bottle of wine. And then like eventually you can like whack the cork off. And he broke, like he hit it so hard that the top of the wine bottle just shattered. Like wine spilling everywhere. We're like, oh, great job, dude.
Is this why she's never met him? They kind of try to hide him from everyone.
That's the best.
Yeah.
That comeuppance is the greatest.
Oh, yeah.
He's like, this normally works. Okay.
We definitely have some friends I can see doing that.
I'm
sorry.
It's her cousin Yeti. Smash her to the top.
Just so I drink forest wine. All right. So anyway, wine bottle hacked. All
Whoa.
Right. Next, that got real loud. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. Now, guys, you've had your wine. Now you're getting a little hungry, right?
Cheese.
Time to make a full entree. Well, maybe, but we'll. Right now, we're gonna make a nice entree. You guys like a nice piece of cooked salmon, right? Everybody loves that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Novak, go along with it.
Yeah.
Yo, he loves it. Look at him. And you want a nice healthy meal of like steamed vegetables with that, right? Perfect. A well-balanced meal if you're trying to stay healthy and classy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Odd combo.
Oh, salmon and vegetables is an odd combo? Sorry, you guys want some salmon and some pretzel caramel combos, right? That's like everybody wants. You fucking garbage humans on this podcast. Right?
I want salmon and steamed brontosaurus steak. That's what I want.
Well, the problem with salmon, it takes so long to cook, right? I mean, you got to put it in the pan.
All of 12 minutes,
You got to watch it, and steaming vegetables, pain in the fucking dick.
Who's got the time?
So I got a plan for you to make it no muss, no fuss, super simple. All you need is a coffee machine. So take a nice, succulent piece of salmon, stuff it in a coffee pot, put the coffee pot in the machine. That's key.
Wait, I'm stuffing it where I put the coffee grinds?
No, in the pot.
Okay,
itself.
all right.
Okay. Fill the tank with water, like you would make for a full pot of coffee.
Yeah.
Also, don't forget to put half a stick of butter in the pot as well. Okay? That's key. It's going to be fucked up if you don't do that. Now, take the place where you take the coffee filter. I'm glad you asked. That's not where you put a filter. You don't put a filter at all. You put raw vegetables. You stick that down, turn that fucker on, make a pot of coffee, and soon your salmon will be boiling in a cauldron of butter vegetable juice. And then, according to the video I watched, you stick your hand into the scalding hot water and pull out a piece of salmon and lay it on the plate. Dump those vegetables out. Perfectly steamed, boiled salmon and steamed vegetables.
Did you see a video of this too?
Yeah.
I don't like. Just putting the salmon in water.
It's literally
not gonna cook it to my needs.
Now, it's very important that you have a coffee pot that heats the water to like 400 degrees to kill all the bacteria.
It's very important that your coffee pot is the surface of the sun. That's what you need.
Also, everyone knows vegetables steam or boil in about the 6 minutes it takes you to make a pot of coffee. So, boom, dinner hacked. All right.
That's awful.
Now, look. It's time for dessert, right? You have your wine, you had your salmon and veggies in the coffee pot. Now you need to unwind with a little dessert.
Always room
That's how
for
everyone
dessert.
unwinds. Yeah, right. Guys,
But my coffee pot's dirty.
Problem. You got to wash that coffee pot out because it's time to make flan. No, you guys, I've been kind of asking Novak to lie here, but you guys do both like brownies. Legitimately love brownies.
Absolutely.
Love
There's
brownies.
no question there.
We made them last week, and it was all I could do to just not eat the entire pan the very first night.
Right. Well, I've got a solution for that. Not wanting to eat them right away. So you're going to want to let these sit. So, that you get a brownie mix, your old Duncan Hines, your Betty Crocker. They're a pain in the ass. There's all these instructions and they take forever.
Three
whole
sometimes
steps,
4
yeah.
steps.
Well, 4 steps. You got to turn on your oven. Who wants to do that? Heats up your fucking house. There's a much easier way to do it. Okay. Step 1, take your brownie mix, pour it in a bowl. Step 2, add all the ingredients it needs, your oils and your whatever the fuck else goes into it.
All right, so we're 2/3 of the way through the normal instructions here.
This is going to be life-changing, okay? Now, get a paper bag. Dump it on in there.
Mm-hmm.
Get a spatula, wind it all out. Throw a bunch of walnuts in there if you like walnuts or caramel or whatever else you want to put in your brownies.
Chocolate chips.
Stick this succulent, soggy, brownie-coated paper bag in your microwave and nuke that fucker for 10 minutes. Now, is that paper bag likely to light on fire? Probably. Is it? But according to this video, when you're just going to cut down the bag and open it up and it's going to neatly remove and you'll have a square-shaped brownie. It won't stick at all. We know that. That's not how it works. Eat your microwave brownie hacked.
That's the way they did it before the food industry ruined food.
Yeah. I have seen they do those like those microwave chocolate cakes in a mug.
Yeah, those suck.
Or whatever. They're terrible every time I have them.
It's like
Just
foamy
terrible.
sponge.
My kids love
It's
those.
terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So, now.
So next week,
Your kids are eating like they're in the Bronze Age. What the fuck? Get your kids to the Silver Age, Novak. Come on.
Now you're lounging about your house after dinner, stuffed full of these Frankenfoods. And your house is probably smelling like boiled salmon and propane and shards of glass that don't smell, I guess. Burnt wine, brownies in a microwave that exploded. You might need to lighten up the scent in your house, right? Well, you're in luck if you got a bunch of oranges and you can peel them around carefully the center and you can slowly peel off a whole half of an orange rind and you can scoop up enough of the white stuff to twist it into a wick, fill it with olive oil, and light it on fire. Leave them around your apartment. Orange candles.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, again, keep an eye out because they will light on fire and they're full of oil that will splatter everywhere and horribly hurt you. However, they smell great.
Mm-hmm.
Hacked!
Good Lord.
All right. All right. We're halfway through.
Real quick before you move on.
Yeah.
I checked my photos from that winery because I knew I had a photo of this guy trying to open a bottle of wine. So he didn't use a can opener. He used the bottom of a wine glass. So like
both of them broke.
This picture here, I'll show you guys, of like him with the wine, the bottom, trying to run the bottom of the wine glass across the top of the wine bottle. And first he broke the wine glass, and then the second time he got a new glass and then broke the bottle the second time.
That guy looks like a wine guy.
Yeah. That doesn't know anything about wine, apparently. He could christen a ship pretty well, I bet.
Mm-hmm.
All right. We're halfway home. Now, it's the next day. You've woken up. Your house has almost been lit on fire 4 different times.
Yep.
But you know what? You're a little hungry. You wake up, you need a snack, right? You like making grilled cheese, don't you? Nice.
I do like grilled
food.
cheese. Yeah,
Right.
it's a good one.
Novak, grilled cheese.
Love it.
Okay. It's hard to fucking make, isn't it?
It is.
It takes
too long.
forever.
It actually is hard to make.
Yes.
Like, I feel like I always burn the bread or the cheese isn't melted enough.
Right. Well, I guarantee you the cheese will be melted. I also guarantee you a lot of things will be on fire if you simply follow these instructions, okay? So take your piece of bread, put some butter on there, whatever else you want, tomatoes, salt. I don't know what you put on a fucking thing. I don't eat them. Lay
Salt?
the cheese down. You put salt on it. I don't know. If you like a nice salty grilled cheese, ham,
Coffee grinds,
steamed veggies. Lay some cheese down on it. Okay. Now, what are you gonna do with it? You don't want to go bake it on the stovetop, or it takes for fucking ever, right? But what you do want to do, take your toaster, set it down on its side, slide the bread slices in cheese side up, push that plunger down, and just fucking toast them. They'll come out gooey, coating the inside of your toaster.
Wait, it's like an open-faced sandwich with cheese on it?
No, you take both. You got 2 slots on your toaster, right? So you put them both.
Right,
at the
but
same
like
time.
only half of them is going in each side.
What? Well, when they come out, you put them together and make a sandwich.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
in the toaster, the 2 sides, what a
they don't
toaster
touch.
does
No.
is like squeeze together pieces of metal, so the cheese is going to be directly hitting the side of the toaster, right?
Yeah, who gives a fuck? It's easy. And also, laying your toaster on its side, huge fucking electrical hazard. But who gives a fuck? You're lazy and eating grilled cheese. Hacked. I'm calling it a hack.
I've made grilled cheese into toaster oven before. That's kind of the same thing.
That's true. It's true.
Yeah, that's hacking a toaster oven. Just
got
turn your
toaster
toaster
in
on
it.
its side.
Yeah.
Flip your toaster oven upside down. All right, but now let's say you just can't get enough of that grilled cheese flavor. Let's say you have an extra grilled cheese sandwich left over.
I can't get enough because it's all still inside the toaster.
You can't get enough because you can't pry it out of your toaster. Cheesy maw. Let's say fucking your Yeti research team's coming over. You guys are going to get fucked up, but you want to do something to wow them, something they've never had before. You know what I bet they've never had before?
Picture a Bigfoot.
A non-debunked piece of research. You know what they've never... a female relationship. You know what?
Dress your friend up like girl Bigfoot. Send him out in the forest. He gets fucked. Hack!
No. They've never had grilled cheese infused vodka. Have they? They have not. Not one time. No one has. Because it probably doesn't exist. But it can. All you got to do, it's very simple. Okay? Again, very simple. What you got to do is make a grilled cheese sandwich. Now, if you need help, follow my previous recipe. Okay? Yes, that's a recipe.
Done.
Yeah.
Salt. Done.
Salt it up, roll it up into a ball, stuff it in a mason jar, pour a bottle of vodka in it, let it sit and soak for days. Then, what you can do, pull that sandwich out, strain it out so you get all the bits of bread and cheese and stuff, back into the bottle. Boom! Grilled cheese vodka! And they also recommend as an added tip, if you want to get all the goodness out, to pull the sopping wet 3-day-old sandwich and wring it out over the bottle to get all of the juicy goodness. So you can sip a vodka martini that tastes like a grilled cheese sandwich. Just like James Bond used to do.
So really you can get anything infused vodka. Like,
Yeah.
All right. Yeah, and I want my vodka martini toasted, not stirred. That's what you used to say, I think.
So what were you planning on doing here, Yeti? You showed up with a grilled cheese sandwich and a bottle of vodka. I didn't know if they do the hack. I'm just showing them the hack.
Just pour vodka straight into the coffee maker, and now you've got your vegetable salmon vodka. Infused vodka.
All right, two more. Guys, it's funny you should mention salmon. Again, do you guys like salmon? I hope
It's
you
funny
do.
we should mention it.
I used to.
We're mentioning it because you talked about it.
Wasn't all that funny either. But I have yet another foolproof method for making salmon because the people that made these videos cannot figure it out. All right. So this one is much easier. It's using things that you have in your house, right? So you have salmon, right, in your house? Everyone does.
Mhm.
Always.
You have foil, right? Correct? Yeah?
Yes.
Signs of life here, guys? What are we doing? You have foil? You guys are like looking up at the ceiling. All right.
I'm trying to think. I'm like, well, I have my salmon farm in the backyard, but I don't have a foil farm anymore. So
Now, crucially, this is crucial. This won't work if you don't have this last piece of equipment.
Mhm.
Do you have a dishwasher?
Yes.
Uh-huh.
Okay. Wrap that salmon in foil. Place it in the top rack of your dishwasher. Don't put any soap in. We're not trying to clean the fish.
Right.
Close the dishwasher. Run your dishwasher. And 2 hours later, you will have the soggiest piece of fucking salmon you've ever eaten in
Wow.
your entire goddamn life. It's got all the hallmarks of a great hack. Needlessly complicated, disgusting, way longer than the original method of preparation to poach a piece of salmon. But you can just set it and forget it.
I'm actually really wondering if that would work or not. I know it'd be a huge disaster, but would that hot water cook the salmon?
I think this one's probably fine. There's some scientist was saying for the one scientists.
What the fuck?
Some research team was debunking the research. No, they asked some doctor about the coffee pot one, and they're like, you got to cook salmon to like 400 degrees or something to kill the bacteria. I think with the dishwasher one, it would be in there long enough probably to do it, but I don't know.
I don't know because foil doesn't really like transfer heat, right?
No.
Like, I mean, I'm not saying it would like
retains
insulate the salmon or whatever, but like, I feel
you could
like
just raw dog that salmon in there if you want.
yeah,
Let it
that's
fall
gonna
apart
work
through the grates. Yeah.
Boy, now I know why we can't get back to the moon is because we're fucking spending so much time studying the dishwasher salmon.
All our top scientists are either on Yeti research or alternate salmon cooking preparations.
Latest pictures from the James Webb Telescope zoomed in on dishwasher salmon.
I got hurling salmon at the sun and hoping he could retrieve it. All right. But I think it's safe to say over the course of tonight, salmon has been hacked. All right.
Mm-hmm.
One more hack, and I saved it for last because I'm thinking of you, Chad. There's no man on earth I know that likes a nice chocolate chip cookie more than you. Novak, you also like them.
I love them. It's my favorite dessert.
Chad with chocolate.
I actually think maybe Novak likes them more than me, but
Okay.
we'll see.
Well, then I fucked that all up.
We'll see who gets harder at this hack. Go ahead.
Yeah, you guys are both going to get rock fucking hard. I'm hard already, but I just love hacks.
Mhm.
So, but you know what? Making chocolate chip cookies, again, super time consuming. Really hard to do safely. So why not make it super simple? Because you know what you're going to do anyway? You're going to get a baking tray. You're going to grease it. We all do that just every day. You're going to slice out the cookie dough. You're going to lay it out flat. And you're going to drive somewhere, right? So as long as you live in a hot state or it's the middle of summer, leave that motherfucker on the dashboard, close your car, walk away for 5 hours, come back, and you can just pick them off the tray and eat them. Like the lady did in the video. You just put a raw cookie dough tray in your hot fucking car. They will rise with the sun. When you come back, you can paw those bad boys up and stuff them in your disgusting maw. Do it! Hacked! All right. Well, that's been hacked.
Wow. That
Thank you for
sounds
learning with
tasty. I get like fun little surprise when you get back to your car.
I want you to make card chip cookies.
That's
want you
actually
to tell me how they go.
the one you made me try one of those. That's just the one I would do because
You would eat one afterward, though.
more than some of this other shit. I'm not eating like coffee pot salmon or whatever.
That's not going to be. Those are going to be raw. You're going to get sick. There's no way that's
raw. I eat raw cookie dough. Like when we make cookies.
I think
will eat
most
the
cookie dough these days you can eat it raw and be fine. I
Okay.
think.
So that's the one you both agree is the best of the hacks.
100% that's the best one.
It might be the best one. I desperately want to try dishwasher salmon just because it sounds so fucking funny to me. Just laying. That's you coming out. What are you doing? I'm cooking salmon. Just closing the dishwasher. What?
Probably, okay, so but from like a food safety standpoint, probably the safest one is grilled cheese vodka.
Grilled cheese vodka, yeah.
We're assuming you have a cooked grilled cheese, and then it's just going to be nasty tasting vodka. So
Right. Blowtorch wine, probably not. Like one of the least safe, I think. That's probably true.
Yeah, because blowtorch's not strong enough. You need like a full, military-grade flamethrower for that.
Yeah. You gotta put a bunch of C4 on the bottom of a wine bottle, take 20 steps backward, light that fucker
Plastique, one of my favorites. That's what you gotta do.
All right, it's time to eat our last bar. It's Smoke and Stout is the flavor. Vosges is the brand. Vosges. So there's quite a bit of literature on this package. This is a very fancy package, a big, long cardboard one with a very intense design on it. And then it says, your senses will collectively surrender to the inebriating union of Forbidden Root, trademark, a boot stout beer, alderwood smoked salt, and deep dark chocolate. And on the back, there is a how to taste it. So I'm going to read these directions before we eat, and we will follow these directions for eating the bar. Breathe and see. Close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths. Describe the colors and textures you see.
Why is it so sticky?
Smell. Rub your thumb on the
Close
chocolate
your eyes,
bar.
tell me what you see. It's so sticky.
Smell. Rub your thumb on the chocolate bar's surface and release the aromas and inhale. This is all before you have bitten it, right? This is also.
It's sticky.
Oh wait, I'm reading directions to find a G spot. I'm sorry.
Tell me what colors you see. Pink, I hope.
Bend over, female Yeti.
Snap.
Surrender to Yeti.
Bite into the chocolate and hear a crisp, ringing pop, indicating a well-tempered chocolate bar. And finally, taste. Press the chocolate to your palate, the roof of your mouth, and experience the deep aroma of the dark chocolate permeated with bold notes of imperial stout and smoked salt. Yes, that's all written on the package.
Fucking pretentious as shit.
Yeah. I have a little bit of history of Vosges. My wife, one of her good friends that she used to live with, worked there, as did a bunch of her friends. And I have apparently the lady that runs that place or owns that place is a nutbag, which should be evident by the packaging.
Wait, they know the owner?
Yeah, they worked for them. It's like a local Chicago company.
Oh.
And they worked for the owner. She's kind of crazy, apparently.
How so?
Just like weird and like very hippie like and like
just in a crazy kind of way. I don't know.
How is she crazy? I don't know. Just she's insane.
She talks about her chocolate like it's a G spot.
She made Willy Wonka come in every bar.
It is super sticky. It's like the insides
so
are leaking
sticky.
out everywhere.
Ooh, really
I feel like I tried a Vosges before that was like somebody wanted me to try a bacon one, like
and that was Tiff. I think we were at.
Yeah, and the I don't remember it being that sticky. I also, to me, bacon and chocolate. There's a lot of bacon chocolate, like fancy bacon chocolate bars, and it is not a combination that works for me at all.
This thing is sloppy as shit. Like,
yeah, so you bite into the square and like a goo oozes out.
Mm-hmm.
That is very. Is there alcohol in this? I feel like there's like this. Is that the stout? There's like
made with beer.
Yeah. There is that aftertaste a little bit, like that. It's a little chocolate infused stout or something. You know what I mean? Like this could have been made in somebody's coffee grinder.
There's some smoked salt in there too, which you might be feeling like some of that.
That's it. I'm really tasting the smoked salt.
There's some polysorbate lecithin in there, probably. That's probably what you're picking up.
I couldn't do most of the things it told me to do, like rubbing my thumb on it, snapping it, pressing it through with my mouth, because it's too sticky. I'm having to hold it in the package and take like random bites.
I tried to rub my thumb on it, and my thumb got stuck like it's a fucking spider web. You know what I mean? Like, it's really grossly sticky.
All right. Yeah. I had a few squares. They were square as the forest.
Like, what?
This bar was made by SimCity.
All right. Let me say this.
Yeah, say it.
We're letting you.
Give me a second.
No one's stopping you.
You got green light, baby.
This is the best.
Say it already.
Best of the three. It doesn't even.
Okay.
Go on, King.
I don't. I immediately wanted to not like it based on all the packaging and nonsense that is on here. But it tastes pretty good. I actually like that inside, the gooiness of the inside. I wish the gooiness wasn't also on the outside. I wish it was contained. But when I get it, I think it tastes good. And I don't know, like this random assortment of forbidden root, a boot stout beer, and alderwood smoked salt. That fucking means nothing to me. You might as well say something. Might as well have a fucking Chinese written on the front, because those words don't mean shit to me. So I don't know what I'm tasting, but the flavor is pretty good, and it's making me not think that this is 72% cacao. So I'm actually going to give this a like dat. I could see myself finishing this whole thing, and I don't often say that about a dark chocolate bar. So I like that to start, and we're going to have a real close race to the finish here. Geiger?
Well, Novak, much like the writing on the package, you just said a bunch of bullshit. This is fussy bullshit, the candy bar. This is... I like dark chocolate. I don't like whatever viscous goo is in the middle of this. Now, it's not so much the consistency. Whatever oozing tar pit that was, I thought it tasted... I thought the consistency was fine. I just don't like the taste. I don't know what it is. And I like beer. I like smoked things. I like dark chocolate. I like all the components, but for some reason, something's throwing it off in there, and I don't know what it is. I don't like that I have to that it's so gooey I barely want to touch it. Maybe it just melted. It could be my fault. I don't know. But we all had the same problem, so I'm assuming it's not me. And it's, I don't know. The pretentiousness bothers me, I'll be honest. But just as a pure candy bar, it's just, and I've liked other Vosges chocolate. There's some stuff that's really good. This one, I don't hate it. But I don't think it's good. There's something weird in that goo that I'm not enjoying, and I don't know what combination. Like Novak said, it's hard. I know what all those components are. I don't know how they're supposed to taste together, so I don't know which one I'm picking out that I don't like. But there's something about the combo that's not doing it for me. I'm probably going to give it a dislike. That I would very much rather eat the toffee bar than this one.
All right, so the Endangered Species Bar had a like and a different and a dislike. And right now, the Vosges has a like and a dislike. So it's couldn't be set up better here. If Chad feels positively about this, it will win. If he feels negatively, it's going to lose. And we could end up with a tie if he's kind of in the middle. So, Chad, what do you think?
Well, let me say this. Will you guys just let me say this? Let me say this.
Say it.
Go ahead and say it. Say it.
All right.
All you.
I'm going to say it.
And go.
All right, great. Let me say this. So it...
All right, well, we'll be back next week.
The stickiness to start with is just so off-putting for me. So even from the beginning, before I even tasted it, I knew this thing was going to have a huge uphill battle. This thing would have to taste amazing for me to overcome the fact that...
This is sticky. Your fingers are sticky, so you immediately hate the chocolate bar?
This guy eats dishes of mac and cheese every day.
but I don't bear paw the mac and cheese. You know what I mean? Like like I should be able to hold a chocolate bar and not end up with like my hands feeling like I just dumped them in wet cement. You know what I mean? Like it's really bad. But let's just set that aside. Fine. Forget the fucking stickiness. This thing's still a hate that. It's so gross.
Oh,
You low rent Yeti.
Angry.
This is by far the worst bar for me. It's like the aftertaste from that smoky salt. I can taste the smokiness like sitting in my mouth. It's honestly nauseating to me.
What?
Like it's really really not sitting well in my stomach.
Mine
at
like
all.
that. I just want to counterbalance it. No,
I think the consistency actually is fine, and I can tell from the chocolate that like this is good chocolate, and it is probably the least dark chocolate tasting. So for that reason, I do kind of want to like it more than I do. But just the way it's sitting in my stomach is really, really gross to me. And then when you combine that with the stickiness, I mean, this is a failure for me. So I hate that.
Wow. That is shocking. Shocking. The winner is going to be the Endangered Species Bar, and that's fitting with our Yeti conversation.
Yeah. Well, that's good. That rhino needs a win.
Yeah.
I
Black
can't believe I had another episode with 2 hates and a dislike again. Like 4 of those in the last month or something.
I think this win is going to bring back the Black Rhino.
I hope so.
Use our public platform of 11 listeners to steer people to the fundraiser for Black Rhino.
So, Geiger, where can the listeners contact us?
If you are a Yeti, if you are a man who has like female Yeti-shaped hips, we have an opening on a team for you. If you're a research man, if you are a forest tracker or a guy with a shoddy, what I'm trying to say is we're putting a Yeti team together and we need help. So we've got 3 of the 4. We need the 4th, and yes, the 4th is the Yeti honeypot. We need you to come out and lure them out with your sexual wiles.
This is our Yeti endgame that's coming up here. It's like all the the pieces we've been building.
All the forces coming together. We are inevitable. Yeti just comes out and fucks our brains out. Let us know how to catch a Yeti. Let us know what you think of these snacks. Let us know if you want your own suggestion of a snack or a question for the mailbag, anything like that. You can do it at youtrydat@gmail.com. We're on Instagram and YouTube. We're on Facebook with the You Tried Dat group. We're on Twitter, #YouTriedThat. Please give us a listen on whatever platform you have. And if you like the podcast, give us a review, put some stars down, whatever you want to do to help us out. And it would be great for you to tell your friends and family about it if you think our brand of humor is something they would enjoy, or our clearly scientific snack facts and all of our historical knowledge as we Google what is the Golden Age while we're talking about it, or the Bronze Age, I mean. Chad, I'm surprised you're a bronze god. I thought you were from that age, right?
Yeah.
No?
Yeah, my physique is that of a bronze god.
I thought so. Yeah. But as always, thank you so much for listening.
All right, guys, I've got the random night name generator.
Oh.
Wonderful.
All right. So each time you hit it, they give you a handful of them. So, Geiger, I'm going to give you. You can choose between which of these 3 you'd rather have. These choices.
Yeah.
All right. Is Miguel the Whisper?
Okay.
All right.
Miguel.
Humphrey the Honest, or
What the fuck?
Tibbet the Whisper.
I am the least whispering motherfucker I've ever known in my entire life, so I'll take Humphrey the Honest.
That's not you either.
Sir Humphrey.
Okay. Chad,
Which
you've
whisper
got
is Chad?
Benedict of the Sea, Anslet the Clumsy, or Frederick the Rude.
Ooh.
Frederick the Rude sounds like a pretty badass dude, but I think I'm gonna go the one that's of the sea.
Yeah, that's apparently. I looked up different night generator names, and it's all every single one is of the or the.
Yeah.
So I guess that's all like Game of Thrones style.
What's yours? You got to tell us yours now.
Okay. All right. I've got Alphonsus of the Lake.
Yeah.
Miguel the Heartbreaker.
Ooh.
Or Theodric the Giant.
Oh, 1-1?
And 1-1.
And 1-1 the Giant.
All right. Now Yeti name generator.
Went out searching for 1-1s.
1-1 research.
Yeti name generator. Yeti names.
Is there one?
Yes.
There is Yeti name.
Yeti name generator.
Just name it whatever you want. Charles. Like, you can name it whatever you want.
These names are all just fucking syllables tossed together. They're not even names.
What are they?
Zalrock, Chorus, Boating, Harold, Caiulius. What the fuck are these Yeti names?
Caiulius. Just like wiggling your tits around. Drunk guy in forest party just trying to get fucking Yeti to come out and figure blast him.
Drunk guy in forest party. I forgot about that video.
Oh, that'll make no sense to anyone on the pod, but yeah.
Just Google drunk guy at office party. You'll find it. You'll probably find it still. I don't know. The video's 25 years old at this point, I think.
Just go to ebaumsworld.com or whatever the fucking thing. So to find the source of most of our references.
All right. We're going to call it there. We'll be back next time. We're trying out 3 brand new snacks.
Deuces.
Yep.
Bigfoot. Sasquatch. Thousands of reports, photos, and videos pour in each year of Bigfoot encounters from all 49 continental states and Canada.
We're talking about a living, breathing population. There has to be a minimum of 4,000 animals roaming North America.
And public interest is only increasing.
It's very mainstream. It's cool to be into Bigfoot. Bigfoot fervor is at a fever pitch in this country.